That's, I think, one of the things. I'm not trying to be a party pooper. I'm trying to open up your, your eyes. It's not that I'm saying, hey, don't drink or don't celebrate or don't have a good time. What I am saying is, if you're going to do so, have a designated driver, or get a cab, or contact Uber, or sleep over the person's house, or stay at home and have a good time. If you're going to go ahead and do it.
Well, a lot of people plan that, but then something happens that upsets them, and they think, well, I'm just going to try to get home, or somebody might have not made plans for their pet, and their pet needs to go out.
Okay.
That happens quite often. People are trying to get back to the pet, and then they get pulled over, and then the pet really does do the job before they get out of jail the next day.
Okay, so let's before we get into the consequences, because I want to kind of smack people with the cold hand. But before we do that, let's do one or two quick myths, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to throw them at you and take your reaction. If I get pulled over at a checkpoint, I can talk my way out of it. Your experience?
Not if you smell of alcohol, or if they smell any type of drugs like marijuana, you're not going anyplace.
Okay.
You're going to be investigated and most likely arrested, even if you do nothing. They're probably going to take you in.
It's not a crime. It's just it's just a driver's license thing. It's not a big deal. I can just pay the fine and go away.
Well, the number one purpose of DUI checkpoints is to find drunk drivers. They're not really worried about your license because that's a very minor offense.
Okay.
These people who set up roadblocks are generally looking for the impaired driver.
And driving under the influence is a crime.
It is a crime. It's the only crime of degree. That is, if you're 21 and over, you can drink and drive and be perfectly legal. But at some point you cross a line and there's no bell that goes off to tell you, hey, you just went above an 08. But the laws are pretty strict, and so you're going to have a lot of enforcement this time of year, and roadblocks are usually set up as a means of catching people when bars are shutting down.
Okay, and you talked of a crime of degrees. Let's talk about that difference of kids under 21, right? So we have a legal age to drink in the state of Georgia of 21.
Right. If
someone is 18, 19, 20, they're behind the wheel, and they've had some alcohol. It's not a .08, but they've had something. What's the consequence?
Well, it's a .02 standard in Georgia, and it's really a zero tolerance, but because the breath machines don't have any more precision than a .02 plus or minus, the law allows a .02 for them. But for a person probably who's 120 pounds, that's a half a glass of wine or half a beer. So if the person's 180 pounds, it's about a full beer or a full glass of wine.
Talking about one beer.
Right.
Kid, 19 years old, has one beer.
A 180-pound male is a .021 for one regular Budweiser.
What are you going to tell your kids, by the way, before they go out for New Year's Eve? Are you going to remind them? And by the way, just so you know, I mean, we're fortunate to have Bubba here in studio. If you have a question, we can take your questions as well. 404-872-0750 and 1-800-WSB-TALK. You can always find him online if you want to contact him after the show at teamdui.com, right? Or also you have Bubbahead.com as well. And which, by the way, if you haven't seen his videos, I highly recommend it if you want to be educated. You